Somebody's crying, go low. Somebody's crying, go low. I need your love today.
Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing something quite different to my normal content. I'm going to be doing a story time about the time where my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with his ex-girlfriend's best friend. So, yeah. I'm also doing a collaboration with Zuzu today, virtual collaboration. She's going to be doing a video of all her pageant dresses. So please do go give her some attention and yeah, like just go show her video some love. I will leave her channel ID link down below, and also go say to her that you're from this video or whatever. Okay, cool. Please also leave a like and comment on this video and subscribe, and hope you enjoy. Let's get into this video. This takes place 4 years ago. I was in grade 10, and before this guy and I dated, I'm gonna call him, what can I call him? I'm gonna call him Mike. Okay, I don't know what else to call him. So I'm gonna call him Mike. So Mike and I, we became friends when I was in grade 8 and he was grade 7. So we met when I was in grade 8, and at first he was very irritating. I didn't like him, like he was childish, but whatever. Anyway, so we met then, like in afternoons. I would always stay at school until like 5 or 6. So, you know, got nothing else to do besides socialize. So I socialized. So we ended up talking after school, became friends, became quite good friends, like best friends, for another 2 years, or about a year and a half, 2 years around there. And yeah, he liked one of my best friends at the time, and we would often talk about it, and he would let me know how he felt and everything. But she liked him, but she wasn't too interested. Yeah, we started bonding more over that, and just about casual jokes and things, and really nothing important, basically. Then feelings developed, so that was that. This is long past him and the other girl had their little moments, but then she was not interested. After that, then he just, I don't know, he started being a bit flirtatious towards me, right? So now I didn't know how to take this, because I'm like, he's my friend, right? And I see him as my friend. But anyway, feelings started to develop on my side as well. And anyway, the one day I end up saying to him, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I am getting feelings for you. That's when he proceeded to tell me that he too had feelings for me, which I had a feeling of, like he had been a bit flirtatious and everything, but I wasn't too sure. So then he said that, and then he was like, oh yeah, and I've kind of liked you for the past 2 years. Red flag number 1. Because how can you be saying you've liked me for 2 years, yet you've been talking about my other best friend that you liked, and many other females? But anyway, carry on. So I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm like, oh wow, you know, like, why didn't you ever tell me? And he was like, no, because I never thought I had a chance with you, because like you're always so about yourself, you know. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. We proceed to start talking now, in the sense of liking each other, not so much as friends. So we keep talking for about, I'd say, like, I don't know, a month maybe. One day comes and he decides to ask me out. So at this point we've been hanging out a bit more after school, and we've been talking, and you know, so we end up dating. He asked me out, I say yes. I don't remember how he asked me out, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't know. Anyway, we start talking and we start dating, and everything's fine for like the first week. You know, nothing's sticking out to me. You know, I was happy and everything. And the thing is, before we started dating, we had a lot of people assume we had something because of how close friends we were. But there was nothing at the time, right? So then when we did start dating, people were like, I told you, I knew you guys was going to date. And I was just there like, yeah, sure, cool. I didn't think too much of it. But I should have kept in mind that while we were good friends, right, myself, along with a few other people, had said to him before, you know, why don't you date people and things, you know? Like, you're a good-looking lad. I'm sure you could get any girl that you wanted. Because at the time, he also had a very nice personality. So, you know. But little did we know what monster we were creating by talking to him like this. At the time, you know, being young and stuff, we don't realize how much we can actually boost someone's ego in the wrong way by talking like this. So anyway, we had hyped him up about himself, and the biggest straw was when he finally got to date me. I don't mean to toot my own horn at all, that's not the point of the video, but keep in mind, he had said before he didn't think he could date me because I was very sure about myself, right? And I didn't take nonsense at all. Still don't, but in particular, that's when I really, because before that, the years before, I kind of took a lot of nonsense, but that year, I just started to be more like, I want to take more charge of my life. But I was still very far from where I am now. But back then, I was a bit higher than before. Anyway, I'm repeating myself. So we're dating, and people are saying, "Yeah, I knew you guys would date each other and everything." And he had started becoming friends with like the matrics and grade 11s. And at this point, I was grade 10, he was grade 9. So, I mean, I was always friends with the higher grades. Like, majority of my friends were in older grades. So, I didn't see anything wrong with it at the time. However, it's fine if there's nothing malicious about it. But when they start talking to him about, oh, you know, like, you could do this, and this, you know, and like, girls are so naive when they like you that they won't even suspect anything, or almost said suspect anything, or question you about it or anything like that, you know. Now, about a week, 2 weeks go on, everything seems fine, you know. He's being friendly, and we're still friends and everything, and you know, nothing's really gone wrong. So I'm like, cool, whatever. Now it comes to the 3rd week. There was this other girl, we'll call her, what can we call her? We'll call her Jenna, okay. Now, I didn't like Jenna, and she knew that I didn't like her, because Jenna had previously always stuck her nose in my business, and I did not appreciate that, or like it at all. So, anyway, Jenna suddenly became very good friends with Mike. Almost forgot his name for a second. So she became friends with Mike, and they started hanging out with each other more and stuff. But at that time, I didn't care too much about it. That wasn't what was bothering me. What was bothering me was that during that time, he started to suddenly pull away the 3rd week. On WhatsApp and stuff, suddenly I was getting less messages, and he was suddenly more distant at school, and he stayed very close to the school, so it wasn't a thing of like he had to be home at a certain time before, you know, and his mom was very chilled and everything about him staying at school. So when he all of a sudden said, no, he has to go home, no, his mom wants him to do this and this and this. Now I'm thinking, first of all, your mom had been very open with you staying at school before, so why all of a sudden do you want to stay at home? But anyway, I carried on. Jenna started suddenly trying to be friends with me again, or buddy. And I'm like, I don't like you. And you know that. So she starts coming closer to me, trying to be friendly and stuff. Then all of a sudden, probably about halfway through the third week, or the beginning, middle-ish, like for a few days, like maybe 1 or 2 days, he was suddenly distant. Then stops talking to me altogether. No texts, no time at school together, no afternoons hanging out, nothing. Blank. I don't know what's going on. But then Jenna suddenly comes up to me.
Oh, Mike's upset or whatever.
Why is he upset?
No, he's in a mood, so he told me to tell you that he just wants a little bit of space, and yeah, but like, don't be too upset, because everything's fine.
Everything's fine, but he don't want to talk to me, but he'll talk to you. And I see him laughing. Oh, there's he's laughing there with his other friends. Don't talk nonsense. What's going on?
No, nothing's wrong, trust me. He's just feeling a bit funny, so he wants some space.
Oh. I know you're trying to tell me about space. I'm like, okay, fine. I shall give you like 1 or 2 days space if that's really so important to you. No, you did. Anyway, I give him his space, cool beans, whatever. But now 2 days pass and I'm like, no man, come now. Really? Like, we're dating, but you're not even speaking to me. You're not even looking my way. But you're laughing down there with your friends. Okay. So now I'm like, cool, whatever. Now a whole week goes like this, where Jenna keeps coming to me, talking to me like,
Yeah, no, Max, he's just saying he's not feeling well, like he's going through some things, so he just wants some space.
and she keeps telling me like every day now.
Oh no, Mike said like, can you stop messaging him because he's getting annoyed.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Well, now at this point I would have just been like, cool, bye, peace out. But back then, nah, it goes a little more stupid. So I proceed to say to her, can you tell him for me? We're dating. What do you expect me to do? Must I just carry on like we're not dating when we are? Must I just be this like silly little girlfriend that says nothing and accept her boyfriend's every move? No, that's not me. So I tell her, you can go tell him that. Go tell him. If he keeps doing this, he's gonna lose me. So she trots her little legs over there, goes and tell him. It's so stupid to me that we had a messenger. But if I tried to walk to him and talk to him, he would walk away. You know? So, yeah. Then, I think he ended up blocking me, if I'm not mistaken. Or his phone got broken or something like that. And we stopped speaking for like another week. Like, no communication. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? You know, like, you keep sending people as messengers, mainly her, and it's not fair, you know. And then the next day, after we didn't speak for a while, Jenna comes to me and she's like,
Yeah, no, Mark was talking in class about how he like doesn't really want to be with you anymore.
I'm thinking to myself, but then why didn't you just tell me, you know? And I don't understand, because it's like you and I were such good friends, like best friends, and we start dating, and out of the blue you suddenly saying things behind my back about how you don't want to date me. So why are you dating me still? But anyway, I'm like, oh, but at the same time I don't really trust her, because like in the past she's also done stuff and said stuff that was not true to me, right? I didn't know if I could trust what she was saying to be the truth. So I'm conflicted at this point. What do I want to do now? So the one day he did stay after school, and I tried to go to him and speak to him, and he just walked away, and I was like, So I left it. And I think our anniversary, our 1-month anniversary. This is so early. Why am I wasting my time? Our 1 month is coming. I think it was like 2 days before our 1 month. And I'm like, do I even celebrate this thing or what? I don't know what to do. So I think he got his phone back again, or he unblocked me. I don't know. So he ends up sending me a message, something along the line. I don't remember exact words, but it was something along the lines of, listen, I'm sorry that I've been distant and stuff. I'm just dealing with some things. So I would like appreciate it if you just give me some space. And I'm just here like, why do you want me to give you so much space? Like, what's going on?
No, I'm just dealing with some stuff. So, yeah, I need to deal with it alone.
Cool. What's happening with our anniversary?
No, we'll still celebrate our anniversary.
Anniversary comes. The night before, I had written a letter. I think it was like a whole 2-page letter about like little cute memories we had. Simple things like sitting on a bench and talking. And I was like pouring my heart out in this little message. It's a little letter. And it's so embarrassing actually. But anyway. And I wanted to give it to him. But I think I couldn't find him or something. Oh no, I came late to school or something that day. So I gave it to someone else. I can't remember if it was Jenna or another girl. We'll call her Abigail. I look for him, can't find him. I give it to one of the two, Abigail or Jenna. They were both in his grade. Okay, so, and I think it was Abigail, if I'm not mistaken. She had class with them or something. I don't know. One of them had class. So I gave it to them. Then they went, gave it to him. So now lunch break comes along and I don't see him. But I'm hearing he's here from other people. But I don't see him. It comes to after school, right? His friends were all sitting in a group on the pavilion after school. He was there. Then I start walking towards the pavilion, and then I see him get up and he walks back to the back gate of the school so that he can go home, so he can walk to home or whatever. And I'm like, you know. And then I had seen at second break a piece of paper outside the one class they had on the grass, because like the one class had a big grass patch on the side, like it was like a slope thing. So, but I just remember seeing it, but I didn't think too much of it. So then Abigail comes to me after school and she's like, Georgia, by the way, that letter that you gave him, he like tore it up in half and threw it outside the one teacher's class. And I'm like, oh, so that's the paper I saw. And she's like, oh yeah, and a lot of people read it and like they thought it was quite cute, but he didn't. He just laughed at it and threw it and like tore it up. And I'm like, so that was kind of my last straw. Cool. Now, the next day, I think I texted him or something, and I basically said, listen, bro, I'm out. Peace. I'm dealing with your nonsense no more. Cool. Then about a week later, let's say, I was very upset. It hurt because I was like, damn, I didn't just lose a boyfriend that was pretty, it wasn't a good boyfriend at all, but I lost a best friend that I've had for like 2.5 years at that point, you know. Even though we were not like close boyfriend and girlfriend, I still lost a best friend. So it cut deep. Now, the one day after school, I don't know, finally he came to me and spoke to me. And he had come back from Pick and Pay that was across the road from our school. And he had bought like a snowball. It was in his blazer pocket. And I was like in love with snowballs at the time. Like I loved them. They were my favorite thing ever. So yeah, just a random fact because it's gonna come in later. So then he sits with me and talks after school. He's like,
I'm sorry for everything.
and I'm like, why did you treat me like that? Why did you make me look like a fool in front of everyone? You know? And then he's like, no, he was just, there was some things that happened and he didn't know how to deal with it. Like he felt guilty and stuff. And I'm like, huh? Why? What happened? So then he's like, no, the one day, his other friend, who I later became friends with, but at that time we were not really good friends, I will call him Ed. So, another thing, Mike had actually lived in the same complex as his ex-girlfriend, Marble. We'll call her Marble. And so Ed, Mike, Marble, and Marble's best friend had gone and had a chill afternoon the one night. They had a chill session the one afternoon, and they decided to play, I don't remember if it was Spin the Bottle or Truth or Dare. I think it might have been Truth or Dare. And anyway, his ex dared Mike and her best friend to go and hook up in the bathroom. So he proceeds to tell me that they went into the bathroom, even though he's dating me. At this stage, we were still dating. This was about just before he started acting shady. So they had gone into the bathroom and they made out and stuff. Anyway, so I'm like, you're telling me that I had to deal with your nonsense because you went and made a mistake. But why didn't you just tell me? I mean, we've dumped your ass right then and there. But why didn't you tell me? He's like, no, he knew that I would flip out, so that's why he kept him to himself, but it was eating him alive, basically. It was eating him inside. So I'm like, you made me look like a fool in front of everyone. You hurt my feelings. You destroyed my trust for you completely, and now for any other guy, basically, because you decided to be a fool and go cheat on me. So I say, why did you do it if you knew that we were dating? Why did you go through with the day? You could have said no. And he was like,
No, I don't say no to D's.
but you have a girlfriend.
Lord, please give me patience.
So I started like crying and everything. And I was like, how could you do that to me? You made me look like a fool. Do you know I cared a lot for you because we were good friends before that? And then he gets angry now that I'm getting angry. And he's like,
No, you shouldn't be getting upset. Why are you getting upset?
what do you mean, why am I getting upset? What do you mean? Why? Of course I'm gonna get upset. So anyway, he decides to have a little tantrum. He takes a snowball out and he throws it down the stairs. And I'm like, how? Why are you gonna do that? I could have eaten that. I might was on the food that moment. I was like, I could have eaten that damn snowball. But anyway, I was like, cool. So then, I don't know why, but some reason I had his phone. I don't actually know how I got his phone in my hand. Somehow I had his phone and he storms off and I'm like, dude, your phone. You know, and I'm upset now. I'm crying because I'm like, this dude just like messed with my brain and he treated me like I'm a damn fool. So, which I mean, maybe I was at the time because I was still standing there. So, anyways, I'm chilling there, and then I don't know, maybe like half an hour later he comes. But oh, now I remember why I had his phone. He threw it down on the floor when he got upset, and then he threw the snowball down. So then I had his phone in my hand after because I picked it up, and then maybe like half an hour later, 1 hour later, he comes back to the school, and then he wants to get his phone. So he comes and he's like, listen, I'm sorry, and he takes his phone and he leaves. So now I'm like, oh, I'ma leave. Now there's many stories after this about stuff that he continued to do to try and get back at me, because I feel like because I broke up with him, he got pissed off at that as well, because I think I was the first girl that actually stood up in a small way to him. You know, I didn't really stand up to him, to be honest. Like, there was a lot more I could have done, but at that time I think I was like the first one to show any form of fine, be like that, I'll leave, you know. And he was not used to that. He was used to, at this point, everyone praising him and boosting his ego and saying, oh, you know, girls are naive and they're into you, so you can do whatever you want. So he didn't think that I was gonna actually get upset or leave him, you know. And then at that point, I think I blocked him, I deleted his number. I was like, I'm out, you know. But after that whole incident, he became quite upset with me because I was like, bye, I'm not going to be friends with you after what you just did, and I'm not going to pretend to like you or to be civil with you because you hurt my feelings and you thought that I'm a fool, you know. So he started being quite upset and he said a lot of things and did a lot of things afterwards, which was not the person I knew originally. So after our relationship, he completely changed and would just, you know, be so horrible and everything. But there's so many other stories about a lot of other things that he did after that. That's just for another day. But don't get me wrong, I was young then and I was emotionally not very strong. And then there was times that I would still be upset. I was upset of the breakup for like another couple months. I was just not in a good headspace. I wasn't the happiest person after that and I got very upset. I had many breakdowns about it. And it wasn't so much about the whole breakup and that I lost a boyfriend. It was that I lost a best friend. He was one of my closest friends at the time. Yeah, sorry if the story time was all over the place because I've never done a story time before, so I was not sure what to do. I hope that the story was alright and you guys got the gist of it and I enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a like and comment down below. Also be sure to go give Zuzu some love. I will leave her channel ID down below. And thanks for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Bye.
Somebody's buying bolo.